Have you ever queued into a silver lobby and wondered if it was actually a torture simulator? Do you feel like you'll never actually escape the black hole of lower metal ranks no matter what you do? Do you stare defiantly into that void and queue anyway? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then we've got a place for you in the Metal Rank Mafia. The Metal Rank Mafia is a coalition of players from all backgrounds and skill levels that want better matches for everyone. Instead of looking down at our fellow players hard stuck bronze, silver, or even gold, what if we decided to lift one another up? Personally, I agree with Flats when it comes to community. It is not the job of the game devs to manage the community, but I'm taking it a step further. It is our responsibility as a community to manage our community. Just like there are rules in your household that keep things together, there are also rules in Overwatch that lead to better matches and improvement all around. From the social rules to the game rules, I'm a firm believer in the power of the flame. A small flame only needs the oxygen and the substance to burn. If there's enough, it'll never go out if allowed to spread. We all know negativity spreads more easily than positivity, and this is largely because our nervous systems have evolved to seek out the negatives for survival. So it's on us to drive and propagate positivity actively. Yes, it will take work, it will take trial, and we will run into miserable rivals in the pursuit. But the flame will live on. If you would like to have a better time playing this incredible game with other like-minded people, the Metal Rank Mafia has a place for you. So about this small flame again. It has to be burning in order to provide warmth or light. So these videos will feature my gameplay. I will mercilessly VOD review myself and study the ways I can improve as a player. I'll then draw a line to the community at large to establish what appear to be some actually universal principles that every player can adopt, no matter where they are on the ladder. In the comments, we'll add on to these rules and share perspectives and nuance that have helped us remain sane on the climb to higher ranks. Over here in the Metal Rank Mafia, all players will have better access to the tools they need to be better assets to their team. From there, we'll find that the small flame that gave us warmth and light melts the cold, lifeless ice of gaming culture as we know it. The goal is that more players will feel less intimidated to experiment, to express themselves, to learn, and maybe even to start taking angles and making plays to win instead of pressing tab and yelling about basic math with no context. As far out of reach as this may sound from the depths of silver and gold, I know it's possible. I'll see to it that my time in this community pushes the needle toward that reality as much as possible. Obviously, this isn't possible without a community, so this video and every single one following it will be in pursuit of that goal. With the mission statement out of the way, let's get to it. We start the round with JQ, Ana, Kiri, Farah, and myself on Sojourn. We're on attack. We've got some burst at close to mid-range and some useful utility. The round starts, and of course, we open up to a flood of spam, as always, on a map like this. Our Farah and JQ get mowed down immediately, but that doesn't mean I can't set up for their respawn, so I do a bit of scouting. Ash tags me, so I head back to see if I can get an angle on Muscle Mommy. If I can get her to back up some, our Sig can take some space. Mommy doesn't like that and tries to eat my face. I slide out and get a rail charge just in time to reset with my team. If you're fighting alone and out of sync with your team, you're taking risk for no reason. You need them to follow up on the value you provide. Ana hits a juicy nade down main and our push continues. Dat Ash kills Granny. I love my grandma, so I seek revenge. Moira joins the fight, and we avenge her. I figured Bastion will try to use that window, so I make it hard on him. I give him a shot, so he'll have to relocate entirely as we keep that payload moving. Mommy is back, and the enemy decides to contest. I try to hit Bastion, but I get splashed out of existence. Might have been wise to back off and go for a health pack, but we take it in stride. As I'm waiting to return to Earth, my team holds the space and Mommy forgets the payload exists at all. While Mommy is overextended tremendously, she does successfully eat Grandma. I can't blame her because she needs protein, which is completely understandable and not weird at all. I get revenge on Waterboy and our junk kills a billionaire's wet dream. I try to set up for an angle on the high ground, but Ash says no, so I go get a health pack and wait to sync up with my team. I get a cheeky idea to take a wide angle, but then I realize by the time I get there I'll be alone and Grandma can't see me, and that's when she gets hit with a drone strike. I head up to high ground to shoot at some healers. Just as Mommy hits my team with a juicy grab and eats two of us. Ash adds insult to injury with a bob and I get ran down by a soldier. This part of the map heavily favors our defenders, so it's wise to think of our attack strategy as more than just clicking heads. We need to shift control of this part of the map to us in order to keep pushing, which means we need more than just kills. We need space, and we can take that space with our ults. Junk dies, but our Sig goes for a trade with his ult while I pull Mommy away from the fight. It's enough for Grandma to eat Waterboy and Sig to send Soldier to therapy. I pop ult for the cleanup and decide to aim at Mommy instead of high ground like a smooth-brained Silver. I get her eventually though and throw a massive airball right after that, but it doesn't matter because we're pushing again. I decide it's a good time to slide and miss the high ground, landing right in front of Soldier. I get lucky though and disengage in time for a team fight on the payload. Disruptor keeps them off of it and we clean up. Mommy eats Sim, but we make her pay for it. We're all set up for a decent push into third point now. We clear some space and I head to high ground. Mommy's hungry again, but I'm out of reach. I do my best to make their defense as uncomfortable as possible, but that Ash takes me out. At this point, I'm confident that we're in a good position to fight and win third point. I take the old long walk back to the fight and look for an angle as always. I managed to get a nice one on Mommy, and that's when my internet goes out. Everyone starts floating and running off in random directions, and my heart sinks into my stomach. The frustration I'm feeling at this point is unreal. DPS queues have been rough lately. Half of my games are with supports that would do anything but heal. The other half are with supports that actually know what they're doing. And it breaks my heart to disconnect on such a great team. I spend a few minutes lamenting the suspension that surely awaits me and the empty lobby should I actually attempt to rejoin. The decision I make here is what this video is about. It is very likely that this ends in failure. But if I never take the shot, it's guaranteed. In Overwatch and in life, you will often find yourself with your back against the wall. Success feels completely impossible, and likely is sometimes, but not all the time. Sometimes the only chance for success you've got is in your choice to fight anyway. When we look out at the world, we see so many people with their backs against the wall. We're up against structures designed to extract every ounce of value from our bones, every second of time away from work, and every moment we could otherwise spend connecting and getting to know each other. I know how insane it sounds to try and repair the culture of a game that's a decade old at this point. But if we never try, we guarantee that the worst of us win. We guarantee that harassment, bullying, passive aggression, and sheer ignorance will permeate and define the culture of not only online competitive gaming, but the entire world. By never fighting, we ensure that the spaces we come to after a hard day's work making money we'll never see for other already rich people are tainted with the same miserable, corrosive energy we deal with all day. I don't care how small this flame is in the face of this community. I'm fighting anyway, because I understand the nature of that flame. I know that it'll never go out so long as we feed it, and it will spread if we tend to it together. It will not be easy, but nothing worth having typically is. When my life ends and my flame goes out, I'll be content and proud knowing I didn't put it out prematurely to fit in. If I'm showing up fully. If the only shot at success is on the other side of a messy fight, run them hands. So, as soon as that connection came back up, I reopened the game ready to work with whatever was left. Lo and behold, I managed to come back and find that my team finished the job and got us 3 points. The enemy team had pushed their payload mere inches away from our 3rd point when I reconnected, and I knew then, at least, we had a chance. We managed to get a full reset just in time. The rest is our best attempt to eat as much time as possible, and we do. They capped the point, but we're ahead by almost 3 minutes. And to think, I almost didn't even bother logging back in. That said, this is Overwatch. It isn't over until you see victory or defeat. Our defensive strategy is about more than just clicking heads. We need to bury them, and quickly. I take ram spam to the face and my team does their best to hold. My teammates start falling over, but we've got a ton of time, so I'm not worried. Our Mei dies, so I rotate back to the team and scout for an angle. I throw a sneaky disruptor onto payload to make him panic. I eat grandma and get out of there before Dadash and Soldier pick me apart. I get a nice angle and weaken who's left from the high ground. And we secure the payload not too far from point. But again, this is Overwatch. It's not over until you see those letters flash up on the screen. Anything could happen, so fight anyway. Not Genji decides to let us all know he's getting serious. I steer into it because I always make a point to be as seriously unserious as I can possibly be. We're here to have fun. I know it's easy to forget that sometimes. Yes, we want to win, get better, and climb the ranks. But it's been scientifically proven that your brain works better when you're relaxed and having fun. You'll be an overall healthier person and more fun to be around, which means you'll make friends easier. My point is that there aren't any downsides to loosening up. In this life, we must fight in the ways that we can for a better world. It's not always a matter of force and tension, though. Our world is full of miserable, narcissistic, delusional, and just plain stupid people. You're never gonna beat them at their own game. Sometimes our only option is in choosing to smile in their faces and fight anyway. If that sounds like something you're willing to do, then the Metal Rank Mafia has a place for you. If you enjoyed this, let me know with a like, a sub, or even a comment. All of it helps, as I'm sure you know by now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again next week. You can tell you're doing love right when it hurts. Not like a scar or a blight or a curse. More like a shot in the arm by a nurse who deserves so much more than a check says she's worth. But here she is, doesn't know you from another. And for this point in time, you're her child, she's your mother. She gives her life to you, most of her night for you. Stands on the front lines in grim times and fights for you. She checks upon your everything, so it's just right for you. And when you show no grace, she holds no spite for you. She's an example of what living life will do. By giving life to you, she gives the light in you a resurrection. Not distinct from time, but at the source a mere reflection. Just like all of us on this planet we inhabit. See, Earth gives life, but does she ever get to have it? Within that question is the lesson for an